Launched in 2014, Feeding Windsor is a non-profit organization seeking to serve members of our community struggling with food insecurity, poverty, and isolation. Everything we do is fueled by cash and produce donations and pushed out by our dedicated volunteers to the tens of thousands we feed each year. We aim to provide social outlets for these same people, as far too often many of them must face their problems alone. We at Feeding Windsor believe social interaction is important for mental health and seek to provide an open, warm, friendly environment where communities can come together to break bread and make connections. Of the 4 programs Feeding Windsor runs, none embody this message better than our first program, Community Meals. The Community Meals program is a shining example of how we use existing infrastructure to provide our services, minimize our expenses, and maximize our capacity to give back. Community Meals works by serving meals through 4 churches across the city. These are New Song Church, Ambassador Baptist Church, Throne of Grace Church, and St. John's Parish Hall. Throughout the week, many volunteers offer their time to cook and ready large quantities of food within New Song Church, which are then sent out to the other locations. Volunteers at each church make their own preparations and begin serving at their scheduled hours. While the Community Meals program uses churches to serve, individuals of all backgrounds and faiths are welcome to partake. The meals offered vary constantly and are provided free of charge to anyone who walks through our doors. Community Meals looks not only to keep people fed, but bring our community together to bond over great meals and escape social isolation, just like our next program, Lunch Club.
Friday. Right in their building. It's in the common area. We go there, we make the meal, we serve. They can come in and eat when they want. It doesn't have to be like going down the conveyor belt of a community meal. They can take their meal, they can sit down and have community. They can sit down, and some people do just sit and have a tea and a coffee and their meal and hang out for an hour and just people watch.
As it's not always easy or cost-effective to travel across the city for meals, Feeding Windsor uses Lunch Club to deliver itself directly to the people who need it. Feeding Windsor installs itself in low-income apartment buildings where a varying team of volunteers spend their time preparing lunches and making connections with apartment residents. From Monday to Friday, volunteers work for the club members, ensuring they receive balanced nutrition and their money's worth. Club members pay a low membership fee of $25 a month and in return receive a large lunch every weekday. Similar to Community Meals, Lunch Club impacts members with a sense of community forged over great meals.
That's a toughie. Well, they gave me something to look forward to every day, Monday through Friday. The food's great, which means, that's one meal I don't have to cook, which is another good thing. You can't stand your own cooking after a while. And you get to meet people and get to know people better. So yeah, it's it's all the above.
Currently, Lunch Club is available at 3 locations: 920 Olette, 2455 Rivard, and 1136 Campbell. Lunch Club is only the first half of Feeding Windsor's membership-based services. Following Lunch Club is a unique program known as Food Club.
Ago. And the food club is kind of the opposite to a food bank. When you go to a food bank, they're designed to give you 2.5, 3 days worth of emergency food. And of course there's 10 or 11, 12 food banks in Windsor. They all tend to have the same things because people donate the same things to almost all food banks. So everybody can still have that with the food club. They can still do all those things. All the food banks are still accessible to them, but we try to fill in the holes that you wouldn't get at a food bank.
The Food Club is much different compared to Community Meals and Lunch Club. Rather than serving meals, Food Club offers a miniaturized grocery store where food can be bought by club members, though this is no conventional shopping experience. For $25, you can purchase a membership and receive $50 in store credit. This gives members a place to shop that works to help them save money by effectively doubling the value of their dollar, enabling them to buy more of what they need. Furthermore, all products sold within Food Club are locally sourced by Feeding Windsor, paid for through donations, and sold for the same price they were found, which is often a discounted rate. And despite the name, Food Club is not exclusive to food. Other necessities such as toilet paper, toothpaste, and dish soap are available for purchase. However, people in need often come with furry friends who need help too. This is why Feeding Windsor has introduced its own way to help keep this problem at bay, the Pet Food Bank. Pet Food Bank is Feeding Windsor's newest program and aims to keep owners and their beloved pets together. As many people who struggle with food insecurity bear the responsibility of having pets as well, we sought to open the most easily accessible pet food bank in Windsor. We work with clients on a case-by-case basis, providing each person with exactly what they need. Clients may come once a month and go through the wide selection of pet food and supplies available, and with our help, choose the product best suited for their needs. While these are all Feeding Windsor's own programs, we also lend a hand to Windsor's emergency shelter program, and we do this through the Social Enterprise Diner.
Well, here we have a partnership with the motel, the Welcome Center, and then Feeding Windsor provides the food service for the emergency shelter program. Primarily here we get homeless families. They get 3 meals a day, they get a shelter, and of course there's rules and expectations of them to seek housing. And of course the social enterprise runs just like any other business, but the difference being is that any profit or any material gain coming from the social enterprise goes to a social cause. In our case, Feeding Windsor, which helps fund the other community work that we do in the city.
As of now, everything you have seen is what Feeding Windsor has to offer our community, but we're not done growing. Our programs will continue to expand with new community meal locations and lunch club locations within West Windsor. As we expand, we urge those in need to use our services, those who can lend a hand to volunteer with us, and those who can donate to help us feed our city. We may not be able to feed the world, but we can do our part to feed those who share our home.